Welcome to Sibwoga TV, which is your #1 online political channel. Today, I want us to have a candid discussion about the demos which occurred this week. But before we dive in and try to have a critical analysis about that demo, which was actually carried out by the Gen Zs, first I could like to request you kindly that please today, if you come across this video, try to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, hit the notification bell, and also share this video to your friends. And now, let us come back to the discussion about what happened this week. The demos, which actually was conducted by the Gen Zs across this nation. But before we do that critical analysis, first I'm going to give you the videos about what happened in the capital city of Kenya. So I would like you to look at those videos keenly. Try to look at the number or the multitude of the people who came in for the demos. And also try to see how can you gauge the Gen Zs and the people who were in the demos, in which age are they between? Please look at this video first. After looking at that, you can note that that video actually was within the capital city of the Republic of Kenya. Also look at this second video, which is also in the capital city of the Republic of Kenya. After looking at those two videos, you can accept with me that demos in the capital city of the Republic of Kenya was actually massive, that people were in numbers of multitude, and people who came in to demonstrate, they did so in large numbers. And also, if you look at the age brackets, you can say that the Gen Zs were the biggest number of those who came for the demonstrations. At the same time, the millennials also were present. If you look at that keenly, And also, you will find that the demos actually took place in various parts of the Republic. Look at this video, which was actually taken in Mombasa. After looking at that video, you could know that the demos in Mombasa also took place, and actually people came out in large numbers, despite that day in Mombasa we had Raila Molo Odinga at that part of the nation, and also we had President William Samoei Arap Ruto being in the coastal region. But despite of those political leaders being in the coast, people went forward and actually carried out the demos. And also, the demos actually took place in Kericho. I could also like you to look at this video keenly. After looking at that video, you can conclude that the people who came out, the Gen Zs who came out in Kericho were actually in big numbers, were actually in large multitude. And the call which you can get from all those videos is that they are annoyed with President William Samoei Arap Ruto. And actually they came out because they believe that those people, or those youths, or those Gen Zs who have actually been killed because of the police brutality and because of the police abductions, they must stop. And at the same time, they must be compensated. So, those demos which actually occurred, the message was quite clear. But those demos occurred with several things happening across the nation. One of the things which happened is the use of force to make sure that the crowd in various parts of the Republic was actually controlled. And therefore, that's why you are getting people saying that the police had used excessive force. And at the same time, if you were very keen looking at those videos, then there is other things you are to note. You were to note that Maraga was present. We also have Omtata was also present. We also had Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka present. We also had Eugene Wamalwa present. But where was the presence of Rigathi Gachagua? Where was the presence of Rigathi? Because Rigathi was not seen in public during that day. And yet, he is the one who is carrying the greatest blame of those demos. And at the same time, Fred Okengo Matiang'i was also absent from those demos. Where was Fred Okengo Matiang'i? Because he was not present. But from another video, which was released after actually the second day after the demos had taken place, Fred Okengo Matiang'i came out and said that he was trying to watch what was happening in the entire Republic of Kenya. And it was very sad for what he saw, that the youths of this nation are actually speaking out, but nobody is listening. And because of that, those demos may actually take another direction, which will be quite dangerous. That is actually what Fred Okengo Matiang'i said. Having said that, there are various parts of the Republic of Kenya where those demos were done, and they were associated with massive looting. And those parts were within the central province of Kenya and Nairobi. So those parts, people came out in huge numbers. They went to the streets, but there was also massive looting. Very many businesses were broken into and everything was vandalized. And what can we learn from what happened yesterday? As a nation, we should learn that things are not okay. And we must also learn that the opposition is not doing what it is supposed to do. And if those were youth demonstrations or the Gen Z's demonstrations, then we did not want even to see the likes of Maraga, the likes of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the likes of even Babu Owino was actually present. And if also you watch at this video of Babu Owino, you can note that the youths were very happy to see Babu Owino. And that is why the crowd was actually cheering Babu Owino to be there. So the political class also wants to use the Gen Zs so that they can align themselves politically, so that they can be supported by the Gen Zs. But from last year, the Gen Zs were very straight, that they were peaceful and they also wanted not even to have a discussion with the government, but they wanted to see proper leadership. They wanted to see a government which is governing this nation properly. But did that take place? It never took place. And that is why yesterday, the Gen Z's came out massively. I can say massively. And that is a very clear indication that the young people are not with William Samoei Arap Ruto. And then let me pause and ask a question. Could the Gen Zs make use of their numbers and actually change the leadership of this country late come 2027? Or they will just be coming out, and at the end, they cannot go and register themselves with national ID cards and voters card, so that 2027 they can actually bring the change they want to see. Because we have always seen people, most of the young people, coming out to oppose the government of the day. And many people have been seeing this, that could remove the government in place and it could usher in a different government. But that has never taken place. Why? Because the Gen Zs don't go out and actually fought. That is the first thing we have to know. And the second thing is that the Gen Zs, they don't go and register as voters. And therefore, you will find that when it comes to the voting time, when it comes that it is the time when the Gen Z should go out and change the leadership of this country, you will find that they are nowhere. And that is why I'm telling the Gen Zs that this country belongs to you. You can change the nation easily, but that will only come when you avoid the politicians. Because if you look what's happening, every political leader is trying to align himself with the Gen Zs. And at the end, the Gen Zs will be subdivided because some will be following another leader, others will also be following another leader. And at the end of it all, we cannot have the change we expect in this country. So the demos which happened this week, I really don't see them bringing the change we ought to see. Because most of those people who came out were the millennials and the Gen Zs. But you will find that the big number of the Gen Zs, they are always caught up with the tribal setting. They are also caught up with the politics of the day. Because as we approach elections, you will find that if the Gen Zs who comes from Central, they will align themselves towards probably Rigathi Gachagua. The Gen Zs who come from Nyanza, they will align themselves towards Raila Amolo Odinga. The Gen Zs who comes from Rift Valley, they will align themselves towards President William Samoei Arap Ruto. And at the end, the effect which we want to see cannot actually come by. And that is when you will wonder, why were we on the streets? Why did we have to go to the streets? Why did we go there? And sometimes lives of other youths could be lost. And then at the end, we divide ourselves into political classes, into tribal classes. So that's the big questions, or the big question that the Gen Zs must ask themselves. Could they identify themselves triballess? And could they go massively and register and have the IDs and have voters cards ready to vote late come 2027? or they will be used by politicians as normal, and then we cannot have the change we want to see, the change of making this nation to be a better nation, the chance of dealing with corruption, the change which will put this nation on track economically. What do you have to say about the demos which actually happened this week? Would those demos bring the change we want? That is the question. Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you, because you always inspire us to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.